Oh,
Hey.
there we are.
Hey,
Okay.
welcome to Cambridge Inside Out. It's a TV show.
Right, with Judy Nathans.
And Robert.
Robert. And
Annette.
Right, and well, we won't talk too much about
MICT.
elections, but I just asked Robert, I said, what's with early voting and caucuses? I mean, do you think they had enough trouble in Iowa, but they're actually early voting in Nevada?
Yeah.
It started
And-
yesterday.
And
So-
my understanding is that nobody
Wow.
there seems to know how they're going to merge
I mean,
the
they did
early
get-
voting stuff with
Right, they did get rid of
day of
the
election
app
stuff.
that they were going to use,
Yeah,
that Iowa
yeah.
used, the shadow, whatever. But
You know, I am a registered Democrat, and I have to tell you, to the members of my party,
Yeah.
please get your act together. Come on.
But the one thing that's good is that they can choose up to 5 candidates. The new rules in Iowa where they only could do 2 So anyway,
Right, and it's sort of now I don't know what the rules are. Is it like a ranked choice system where you whittle it down to only those candidates?
well, not
who
in a
get 50?
caucus. It's like who you can convince. There's
Right.
no ranked choice there.
All right.
You keep going and you get. Look, the Democratic convention. Everyone is going to be a brokered convention.
I'm pretty sure.
There's the way it's going
I'm hoping
now.
and praying that that's
And
exactly what
Mike
happens.
Bloomberg made the debate
He
stage.
sure did.
They're going to give him a little
Yeah,
step
and
stool.
Honestly, he'll probably need
No,
that.
seriously, he's 5'4".
Is he 5'4"?
5'4".
Okay, he's like a little Robert Reich.
Yeah, and yeah. So, oh, that's true.
And he's from Medford, Massachusetts.
Medford.
Medford.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they think it might be the 2 Jews that go for it at the
Yeah.
end. Bernie and Bloomberg. Then you got Biden. They got a lot of B's there.
Yeah.
That wasn't derogatory when I said the 2 Jews. I mean, I'm Jewish. I think I can
Yeah,
say Jews.
you can say
right?
that. Yeah.
Which
You're
I
allowed.
think
I
is
can't.
hysterical.
I'm not allowed to.
Actually, yeah, you're not allowed to. You've got the capitalist.
Anyway, I'm
thing,
looking for
yeah.
people talk
Any-
about like as if that's
yeah.
a crisis. Like, oh my God, we
Yeah.
may be stuck with a brokered convention.
I know.
I'm thinking,
Woo, fun.
please,
Oh, yeah.
please give me a brokered convention.
So anyway, so that's tomorrow night. The debate. That debate's at 9:00 tonight. There's a Markey right after us. A
Markey
Markey
Kennedy.
live on GBH. Now,
Is this Jimmy Browdy?
moderated by Browdy and Egan.
Browdy
Yep.
and Egan. Oh,
So that'll be
very
on
cool.
streamed radio, whatever. I'm sure you can catch it later, but I'm going to go home and watch it because I think
Ah.
that's interesting.
Cool.
So other than those things,
Other than those
we
things.
have.
Oh, and by the way,
it was a what?
there was one of the people who was sort of big with the fair vote. The ranked choice voting promoters nationwide. There was people have been likening things like some of these caucus systems to the transferable votes and things we use in our pure elections. And I think
Really?
it's kind of an inappropriate
No, I think
connection.
yeah.
It isn't really that way.
No.
Once you vote, you go home, you wait for the results. There's no
Also,
like,
it's in person. You know who you voted for. A little different than.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things that I've noticed, I'll say because I looked at the ballot data from the state of Maine gubernatorial election, which I think was in 2018.
Because they adopted, right?
Yeah, so they were doing that, and it was like Hoar, Hoar, Poliquin, forget the person who won. Anyway,
Wow.
it doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah.
But I was looking at ballot data, and you're supposed to
Yeah.
rank. There were 4 candidates you could rank
Yeah.
for up to 5. Which,
Wow.
That's no, that's 5.
Yeah.
And and there were actually ballots, more than just a few of the well-educated ranked choice
Mm-hmm.
voting voters who just would go Poliquin, just
Oh,
5
just-
across. As if I'm giving him all my 5 votes.
Does that matter?
No,
It doesn't
it's
count.
just
You
one
only
vote,
get one
yeah.
vote per person.
Right, and
yeah.
if that candidate doesn't win, it transfers to your next, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So these
I
will
think
be
they
no
did-
transfers.
They did an
did-
inadequate job of voter education in Maine.
But
my
also,
opinion.
it says to me that unless it's my candidate, I don't care who it is, I'm not going to vote for them. And I'm
Well,
afraid that might happen.
The Bernie people, I think,
Yeah,
is already
that's-
talk out. in
Oh my
Nevada
God, that they're gonna
basically
boycott
it's
everything,
It's
yeah.
just Bernie, and nobody else. So
Oh,
what's the point
God.
of ranked choice voting when in fact you're just that stuck in the mud? So, you can. The funny thing about voting system, you can design this perfect system, and it's all based on people behaving rationally.
But if you
And,
don't,
but
most people
irrational
don't think
voting
about it
is-
until the day before, if
I
that,
know, I
it's
know,
just,
I know. Anyway, it's pretty
good
wacky.
luck on all that.
Yeah. So anyway, actually, might as well mention it
What?
right now since
What?
last week actually
Oh.
I gave a little piece of wrong information. I
Oh, was it last week?
think it was last week.
You
yeah.
said it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
All
there's
right.
a new candidate, Jennifer Fries. Actually, let's
Right.
kick this
Why
one
don't you
up
go
here,
to that?
right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so everybody's all eyes are on the March 2nd primary, Super Tuesday,
Right.
presidential primaries. What's going to happen if the world's going to blow up, et cetera, right? So who cares really about state elections, state reps, state senators? Well, obviously the candidates do, right?
But it doesn't matter for March 3rd.
No, it doesn't matter at all. None of these things are up soon. The March 2nd March 3rd. Pardon me. March 3rd is presidential primary only, nothing
Right.
else.
We have
right?
no ballot.
Actually,
Right.
excuse me. There's one other thing for ward committees. Of course, in my ward, the current ward chair despises me, so made sure I
Yeah.
wasn't listed. So, all right, fine. Write
Oh
me
my
in. If you're in Ward
goodness.
6, write me in.
What?
Right?
I would,
well,
I'm not Ward 6.
let me
I would
tell
write
you,
you in,
inside party politics
It's
is the
terrible.
most crap around.
Yeah.
Really
Whoa.
is crap.
Can we say that on CCTV?
I think you can say
I think
crap
you can say.
on TV.
Okay.
It's
All
true.
right.
So anyway, we do have pieces of 5. It used to be 6 actually. State rep districts within Cambridge.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Only Marjorie Decker's 25th Middlesex district is entirely within the city.
Oh, right.
All
yeah,
the
look
other
at
ones
that.
straddle
Oh,
Somerville
you can see it
or
right here.
Watertown or elsewhere. right?
Okay.
So, anyway, I said that Jennifer Fries was going to be running for the seat being vacated by Jonathan Heck. That's false. Wrong district.
Okay.
She's basically putting herself up as a challenger.
All right.
To
To
the
Dave
incumbent
Rogers.
David Rogers.
How long has he been there? Do you know?
I don't know. Long enough for me to sort of think of him as having been there for at
Yeah.
least a couple terms, 2 or 3 terms.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one challenger there for Marjorie Decker. Now that's
No
my
challenge. Leslie.
that's my
Flint.
district.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, that's not my district. In fact, yeah, no, that's correct. So
What ward are you? You're Ward 6.
I'm in Ward 6, but I'm in 6-1. Marjorie's district includes Ward 6, but only precincts 2 and 3.
Where's 6-1? I don't even see that there.
That's in the Connolly district, which is the reason why I put in, won't somebody please step forward and make a challenge for the seat? Because I'm sick of having this guy as my
Oh, boy.
rep. But Leslie
I don't think
Phillips
that's
is the
gonna happen.
perennial candidate.
It's the revolution.
Challenging Marjorie Decker. Marjorie will again gets 85% or more of the vote.
Yeah.
So basically the only people going to vote for Leslie Phillips are the people who don't like Marjorie. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan Hecht is the person who announced a
going
week
to
ago
be
that
leaving,
he's not
yeah.
seeking re-election.
Mm-hmm.
So I did check the other day, and a fellow named Steve Owens of Watertown has filed with Office of Campaign and Political Finance, considering the seat. Nobody yet, but there are rumors, and I'm not going to name
yeah, don't
until
say.
we hear.
I just want to see some women kind of come out for that.
There may be a woman
Okay,
of
all right.
some note there.
So maybe by
possibly.
next week we'll know because maybe they would have
I'm
filed.
sure there
Yeah.
will be and at least one Cambridge candidate by the time all is said and done.
So again, tell me, what does that cover? Is it West Cambridge or?
Ward 9, Ward 10, yeah, if you're going out toward Fresh Pond area.
And then
but it extends out into.
so is it Belmont
Watertown. It
or
extends into
Watertown?
I forget which of these also.
Watertown, right here, I
didn't-
see
I
that.
didn't live. These are only the precincts that are part of the Cambridge.
Yeah.
The Cambridge portion of the district.
Right.
Right. There is a challenger for 8th Suffolk, which is Jay
8th Suffolk,
Livingston.
yeah.
But I haven't heard of this other person from Boston, Lynardon. So I don't know if that's a real.
Oh, and then you have the
serious
Senate
candidate.
ones too.
And so as far as I know, nobody is challenging. These are also
Somebody's
elections every 2
isn't
years.
somebody leave? Well, it's not. It's Somerville. It's not us. But remember Denise Provost.
Yes, Denise
Hasn't she been
Provost.
there a long time?
Yes, she has, and so she's not vacating, but she will not seek re-election. That's a Somerville seat.
Right. Totally
I
Somerville,
think
not
totally.
any.
No piece of Cambridge.
So Patricia Jalen does cover some
a
of
little
us.
bit, yeah.
I see.
9, 10, 11. Actually, that's more than a little bit.
Those are pretty big,
precincts.
big
So,
voting wards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Joe Boncour.
Boncourt is mine.
Right, Pat
Yeah.
Jalen, and Sal DiDomenico is my state senator.
Right.
I spoke to Sal some time ago. He said
Yeah.
he expected a challenger.
Huh.
But I haven't heard anything about
Yeah.
it. It's basically the Bernie type candidates who are
Yeah, our
trying
revolution.
to sort of like get the
I think
revolutionaries.
I think
are trying
they're
to get a
in this
piece
year.
everywhere.
I hate to tell you.
So-
I think Mike Connolly's pretty safe.
Well, only because he's this.
Well, he's
who's
going to
running
be on a
against him?
presidential ballot with maybe Bernie, and he's.
The presidential primary ballot is March, so that has nothing to
no,
do
I
with it.
meant
In September,
In September,
there will be
but if he gets that, then he will be
well,
in
we'll
the-
see.
in November, right?
I mean, if Mike Bloomberg ends up as the Democratic nominee,
Oh, is that ever going to happen?
well, I think in a brokered convention it very well could
Oh
happen.
boy, then people aren't going to.
And then some of those Bernie bros will probably say, "I'm leaving this country, you evil! How dare you!" Blah blah blah.
And
blah,
then
blah,
we'll have Trump again.
Well, I don't know.
I'm sorry. If
I
those
don't know.
Bernie bros had voted
I
for Hillary,
I agree, but the
we
thing
might
is,
have had Hillary.
my
It's
personal
not all
feeling,
that.
I think
I
a
know
lot
that,
of
but
those Wisconsin, Michigan type voters who went for Trump was they thought he was the lesser of two evils, which is pretty funny.
yeah, but the
Um,
many people did not vote that could have voted there. It was only
Right.
50,000 votes in one place.
Exactly, but I think if you put in somebody like Bloomberg, whatever, it's
That
not crazy.
well,
that,
right, because he's out of the box, kind of like Trump was. It's true.
yeah,
But
and,
some people think Bernie is like that too, though. He's
um,
that outside the mainstream that he would attract a lot because he kept saying he could have beaten Trump.
yeah. You can
Whether
say it,
that's
but, yeah, I don't know. It's just
but they're going to
Whatever.
kill him with
Yeah.
a lot of the other
honestly,
stuff. So
Mickey Mouse is looking better and better every day.
oh, stop.
So
Oh, is that what you call Michael Bloomberg?
no,
Oh.
that would be my top choice if that's the
Mickey
choice I
Mouse?
have is between
Oh,
Trump and Sanders. I'm going with Mickey.
oh, come on! You wouldn't vote for Sanders?
No,
Oh, you'd put Trump back in?
nope.
Oh, Robert,
In
I'm
Massachusetts,
sorry.
it's going to matter. The Democrats.
All right, but
I can't-
I
I'm not in good
disagree with you
conscience on
because
that,
I
that
think that never mind. I would certainly. He's not evil. He's not stupid. And you know what? All those things would be moderated. And you know what? He would pick a moderate VP. That's my prediction. And it wouldn't be Warren because they're too much alike.
It's going to be a brokered convention.
True. Well,
Yeah.
I don't
In
know.
a brokered convention.
Oh, gosh.
Very unlikely he wins. So anyway, we'll see how it flies. So anyway, that's a little bit on local elections. So if you've
Wow.
ever thought about running, there are a lot of seats that are being unchallenged.
Well, you do have to be
currently.
in that ward.
You do have to be in. Actually, the
So you
rules are
have to move.
interesting. I think
Yeah.
it works for a. I think it's for the. Is it the state senate? I should know this.
I don't know
because
any of
people
that.
ask me. They expect I'm supposed to
Yeah.
know this stuff, and I don't.
Okay. What?
I think for state rep there is like a resident. You have to have been a member of. You have to have been a resident within the district for X number of amount of time. I think maybe the state senate it's less or no such residents. You just have to be there at the time of the election.
Oh, you could move into it. That's true.
You could
Isn't
move
that what
into
Joe, the one challenging? What's his name? Is it Patrick Kennedy? Who's the one challenging Markey? Patrick Kennedy? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
Joe. He's the
Yeah.
son of Joe.
Right.
Okay. He, I think, moved into that district when he
Right.
ran the first time. So in that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's federal. But I think it's the same idea that you
Right.
can move.
For
yeah.
Senate, Robert F. Kennedy, I believe, moved
Oh,
from
they all moved.
Massachusetts to
Hillary.
New York so that he
Right.
could run
That's right.
and become elected.
Hillary
in the
Clinton.
New York Senate
She
seat.
didn't live in New York before.
That's right.
Right, and
That's
then
right.
so that happens all the
Yeah.
time.
So it's
Yeah.
interesting that the Senate, which is sort of the upper house, has less of a residency requirement than the lower house. But maybe there is a logic to that.
Well, they figure you're going to be there
The
for
people's
6 years
house,
or 4
yeah.
years, whatever the term
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
something
it's
like
a long
that.
time.
Yeah. So anyway, if you ever thought about running for a state rep or state senate seat, think about it now. It's not a bad idea. I think we kind of have a bit of a broken politics in that there's, to be perfectly honest, maybe you do have to be crazy or a career climber to run for some of these seats. But the thing
Well,
is that that's a problem with the system, and we got to fix that.
Well, and it
somehow.
gets worse as you get. I mean, I wish they'd change the whole thing about declaring a candidacy 2 years before an election. I mean, all the money spent. It's actually, it's pretty obscene.
But the thing is that
you
you
know.
can't stop a person from running, even if there's no formal.
Well, why do they
means for
do in other
declaration.
countries? It takes 3 months, 2 months,
Yeah, but there's
6
no-
months. But
So
why
you-
can't we have a rule? No campaign, no nothing.
Freedom of speech.
Oh, jeez.
Say I'm planning to be a candidate. Just
Well,
say,
then
I'm
shame
planning
them.
To be a candidate.
Why aren't you doing your job in the Senate?
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's
We
interesting
need
that
to
no
bring
Senate.
back shaming.
Yeah, shaming, right.
Stocks and pillories on the
Yeah.
Cambridge Common.
Well, actually, in terms of campaign spending, we bring that up. Like, not make it mandatory, but just say there's a ceiling. This is what we'd like to see you spend. If you spend more than that, we're going to shame you.
Yeah,
Someone's
I'm okay
trying to
with that.
call us.
We don't take calls.
We don't take calls, so hang up. This is not one
Yeah.
of those programs.
All right.
We said something that irritated somebody.
Oh, it always happens.
Okay,
you know.
all
That's
right.
That's just
Oh,
me.
it was probably, I know what it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
too.
yeah. So, by the way, there are a few things, outside of that, and I think maybe people should be aware of. One of the things, it's sort of small change things, but I mentioned, the city sends out these press releases periodically. I get this whole flood of them, and sometimes I finally get around to actually putting up some of the information. So, I think it was on Sunday, maybe it was Sunday, I forget. So I just sort of put up a big flood of these various information from the city. Maybe a few things worth noting. Perhaps maybe the most insignificant of all of them is this announcement that Charlie cards.
Oh.
If you want a Charlie card, you can get blanks over at City Hall Annex. Up at the
Yeah,
city,
up on the third floor.
Community Development Department.
Yeah.
And so I saw that announcement. I said, well, that's great. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about that and say, well, what is it? Why aren't there? You ought to be able to just pick those up at the local corner store.
I thought you could.
Supermarket.
I thought you could pick
you?
them up at the. I guess not. I mean, if there's somebody on duty in the subway, you can get it, down Central.
When I get on a bus, I understand somebody's just got cash, whatever. If they start putting money on their card on the bus, maybe because they forgot and it ran out, whatever. I understand that as an exceptional thing. But, there really ought to be really simple ways of putting
Why can't
money
they just
in the card
dispense
everywhere.
a blank card at those machines, and then you put the money in? Why is that so hard? Just press card. But you know why? Because they want the ticket, because they get more money from the ticket, I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe it's easier. I don't know.
I don't know, but it just seems to me that eventually they're going to decide that Charlie Card 2 is the new system that has to be.
Oh, it's going to be on your phone, probably.
Chip. It'll probably be on your phone.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Those of us that have a phone, I guess we have to walk.
Well, I have a phone. I don't do anything like that on my phone. That's not true. I do Lyft, but I don't hardly do that.
I've heard rumors. I don't know if it's true. That you can. There are ways of putting money on your Charlie Card. Other ways?
Oh, there are. You can put it online. Yeah.
You can do it online?
Yeah, if you have
and then what
set
happens?
up
And the value shows up the next time you go to use it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, one of these days I think we'll probably all be going around with either your phone or your universal card that'll do everything for you, right?
Well, we're all going to have a barcode.
Microchips.
We'll have a barcode.
We'll have barcodes, yeah. I like
that's
that.
headed that way.
Yeah.
Facial recognition.
Right. And
where's Craig Kelly when we need him? Come on.
Yeah, and then there'll be some of us who will be the outlaws. We will
you're
refuse to be coded.
You're not even an outlaw. You're like I don't know what you are. I think you take
it as
rebel. Right, but you take it as a bad badge of courage or something not to have a cell phone. And I think to me, it's like not learning how to drive for some people, or not. I think it's a basic thing to have some kind of phone.
Really?
Even that NCS guy, Mark Harmon, he has a flip phone, but at least he has a phone. You know what I mean? The old fashioned.
Yeah.
He refuses to get. In fact, I tend to watch that show.
My students are hysterical about the fact that I'm like the only person.
Well, because hysterical. I'm surprised they're not angry because they could text you, "Hey, I'm going to be late."
And do you realize what an intrusion that is? That your students you're on their beck and call 24 hours a day.
No, they're not going to do that. They're going to do their friends. They're not going to.
I know.
Their professor.
Anyway, that's one thing.
So.
Another little piece. And actually, I have these things all up on the website.
Well, it's good because there wasn't a meeting on Monday, but we will talk about the one today.
So another press release that came out, I think it was also on Valentine's Day, which was last Friday. So happy Valentine's Day!
Oh
everybody.
That was very nice.
It was usually the city, it sounds like a sales pitch. They have these like PR flacks who are really sort of trying to put the information out there to put the city in the greatest light possible, right? And this one was really kind of short and sweet. It was called Cannabis Litigation. No rosy title at all, basically.
We're challenging it, right?
Apparently,
they sent them three different,
they were seeking interlocutory relief or something.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what does interlocutory mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I think it means like monkey wrench into the legal, just stop.
Inter meaning in between something,
something
right?
like that, yeah.
I'll look it up in our 2-minute break.
The story was that the Revolutionary Clinics, who are, they're
already paying rent on that place.
Right, so they, the law basically says they have a right
to open a recreational with
flip
medicinal.
From medicinal.
Or to do both in the same location.
Yes,
right?
And they can do that.
Yeah.
You can't stop them. So if the city council comes in and says, excuse please, we'd like to give economic empowerment, social equity applicants a head start. So you can't do that
for 2 years
while we let these guys do their business and build up their business while you wait.
Right.
And they said, wait a minute, that's against the law.
It's against whatever the state was intending based on some stuff.
Got some injunction to
one
block
judge.
the permitting of the others. So now the city is basically coming back, going to a
Challenging.
single justice interlocutory relief from the appeals.
They're going to another justice, not the one that ruled on it?
Yeah.
You can do that?
It's a funny thing. Whenever I hear these things like, well, they one justice in some level of the justice system has declared something to be unconstitutional. I go, well, it's just his opinion. They go, wait a minute, but he's a justice. He can do that.
Well, yeah, that's why federal judges and judges are important.
I know.
What they say says.
Somehow it just seems like just getting
well, that's why there's appeals.
Yeah, I know. Appeals to appeals.
So what does that mean? Can they go, does it delay the implementation? No, the moratorium is in existence right now.
Well, except actually no. Right now, that was declared out of bounds.
Right, but if it rules against them, if we don't, if they get the appeal, then it's going to start even 2 years down the road,
I think
right?
if I read this correctly, if the city has its way, and if in the filing that they made, then they would block the ruling of the judge that would be preventing some of these other pot shops from opening.
Right.
It would be in violation of what Revolutionary Clinics feel was road blocking their rights. So anyway, anybody who followed this knew this was going to get litigated one way or the other.
Yeah.
It was no way around
I
it.
don't understand all this thing about cannabis. It's expensive. It's, medicinal, fine. And we could have up to 4 stores that have already been in Central Square. To me, I want to move. I don't want to live in that kind of world. I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's putting their money on it, literally. Is that where we're going?
The way I look at it, it's really that you want to make money, so you open up a business selling hot dogs, or you want to do like.
But who's going to go in there?
But the point is so maybe you make it, maybe you don't. Whereas now people are looking at this sort of the green revolution here as a possible means of making big money fast.
But I don't see that happening.
I don't know.
They've already done some stuff, the tax and all this stuff. Who's going to afford that?
It's been a long time since my wayward youth, so I don't know what the wayward youth is.
So you're going to have economic empowering candidates. Good for them, and they can open it. Who are they selling to? People like themselves?
Probably a lot of boomers too, who are still pot smoking boomers with a lot of money.
Well, they're eating it now. You can't smoke in some of the places you live in.
I know.
I just find it all very disturbing.
I think for at least a little while, it'll be a real moneymaker. But, and I think a lot of the backers of these, because let me tell you, it's not little John Smith, gathering up his pennies to open it. You got people backing these people.
It costs money to do the testing.
But they're all trying to get it on the ground floor. Everybody's trying to be sort of established.
I'm all for, people getting some opportunity to do it. It's just the question of, to me.
But I also believe in legal rights,
Right.
And if Revolutionary Clinics has a legal right to do it, then just because you want somebody to get a break, you can't.
I know, but I don't see why it had to be based on how many liquor licenses we gave out, because that's really what the formula.
I think it was the way the referendum or the initiative petition was.
Well, I didn't vote for the referendum.
Most people didn't even read that initiative petition.
Most people are still going to buy. There's a show called High Maintenance, which has been on for 4 seasons. I haven't watched it. My daughter thinks it's great. It's on HBO, and it's about this guy that delivers pot, and it's little different stories in New York. And I don't know. I guess the new season. I don't know if they've legalized it in New York, but he's just this little guy doing it, and I think that's going to keep going on. You're going to do your friendly pot dealer because it's probably a whole lot cheaper.
It's going to be a lot cheaper. That's right. So I think in places like California.
That's already happening
Colorado,
with the little growers
the black market is still doing just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we'll see where that goes, but maybe we can speak to that because that was part of the petition today, a little bit on
the Harvard Square petition, which they there
was a hearing, a special meeting
kind
today.
Of wacky procedural mishaps, really.
Yeah.
So not that tune in next week for what it's really about.
Well, it's going to be at the council meeting.
Right. So right, but the thing is that the expiration date of this Harvard Square zoning petition is March 10th. But the thing is that somebody kind of screwed up a bit, and the timing is such that they had to schedule a special meeting today, which I went to, just so they could pass it to a second reading. So that it would be in the queue for possible ordination. Now, the thing that would confuse me, because I took the information from the CDD website, was that they said you need 14 days advertisement. What I didn't know is that the clerk, even prior to passing the second reading, had already shipped it off to the newspaper, so it would be in time, so that and actually the biggest part of the debate at this meeting was why, in fact, we can't really change any of the language other than superficially today, because if we did, it'll violate the advertisement that we already sent to the press.
I see, yeah.
So consequently, can we just wait till next week was basically the decision, and then they'll talk more detail about some more serious amendments.
Well, I don't know if they're serious amendments. According to Carlone, he went
really,
over them with the proponents who agreed with some. It's
Yeah,
more
no,
of like making it a little better.
I think Carlone is
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah.
He's thinking about this correctly, and
he kept saying this is pro development.
and
We're not taking away anything. It's just a little tweaks.
Dennis
Yeah.
knows his
He
urban
knows his
design
stuff,
and
yeah.
stuff, and he was basically has an issue with what he
Yeah.
calls wedding cake design. So
Oh,
this,
right, yeah.
this sort of silly kind of
Yeah.
design where you see these buildings stacking away. He
Yeah.
says no. I mean, some buildings in major squares should come up with a
Yeah.
real street wall,
Yeah.
and that's really what's best, and it'll actually
Yeah.
give them more developable potential. He
True,
says, so
yeah,
that
more
should be
square
permitted.
footage, right,
And
yeah.
I agree with him. I think it's right.
Yeah.
I mean, this sort of wedding cake, so-called buildings.
Right.
Sometimes that's okay. Like if you're down by the river.
Well, it makes it feel like, oh, we're not really encroaching on your street. Well, it's kind of what happened over here.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit. Yeah.
So anyway, there's a place for it, and maybe
Yeah.
Harvard Square isn't really the place for that.
Yeah.
So I'm with Dennis on this. I hope he prevails on that. But anyway, so
So that will be then
so-
discussed more fully
so
on the next meeting.
if it was based on what is strictly on the CDD website, they would actually have had to schedule yet another special meeting between after March 2nd, because the March 9th meeting was canceled and 10th is the deadline. Turns out, they can actually ordain it on March 2nd because they'd snuck the advertisement out the door early.
Well, March 2nd is a
regular
week.
city council
Right,
meeting.
but they're going to discuss it on this coming
But
up.
they can talk
Yeah.
about it next week,
Okay.
and then they can do the
I
ordination.
see, 'cause that
at
would
the
be
subsequent meeting.
all right.
So, anyway, there are some interesting details about it.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'd like to
we
talk a little
can
bit about
talk
the
some
cannabis
more.
retail thing a little
Yeah,
bit. Because I didn't really
there
understand
were some
that.
prohibitions about cannabis retail in it, and so they kind of want to remove those prohibitions. So
Well, let's talk about it because I don't know what
so
that
we'll do
means.
next time, yeah, so.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're just about finished with this
This
segment. We'll
segment?
be back in a few minutes on Cambridge
Okay.
Inside Out.
See you then.